questions regarding
I'm sorry, the only other thing I would like to say, I would like to know, and this is where Steve was going, I think, I don't know, and at least I was going in our conversation. I would like to ultimately know, Mr. Valconis, what the ending balance represents, a list certain of bills, and not some carrying adjustment. And that's more of a question, I guess.
Well, there's no reason, if we write off those old bills that aren't gonna get paid, then that's exactly what should be reflected in the numbers, right?
I'd just like to know that that's true.
I'm not
You know what I'm
so-
saying? I'm not suggesting,
I'm not so sure that what's on the R sheets actually reconciles to,
that's
What we
what I'm
have in front of
asking.
us.
We'll find out.
because the balance
Yeah,
in front of us is far greater than
Right.
That's
total
what I'm
lead
at-
sheets plus
That,
what's
and that's what
outstanding.
I'm asking, I think, and if it doesn't, let's make it so.
Right.
And let's from now on, you talked about handing over to the next board, let's hand over to the next board an improvement, and so if we can straighten this out, I think that would be at least
Well,
something we've done.
Maybe the thing to do then is to take whatever we've cut off right off, and all those bills going forward, add them up and say that's the total outstanding, and that's the
If they can
baseline.
reconcile.
Yeah, that's the starting point, but that's for reconciliation.
If they can reconcile that, and again, I think part of the reconciliation process is when there's notification from the fire department to Comstat and the collector simultaneously.
Yeah, well, I mean, the
They're gonna be
collector
able
has
do
to be involved in this process
Right.
along with the finance director.
I'm in agreement.
Okay. October town meeting. We have a list of articles. They're not numbered, they're lettered.
Right.
So, let's see, let's just go down through them quickly here. Obviously, reports, are there any specific reports that are gonna be made?
None that we're aware of.
And budget amendment, reserve fund, line 5 is, I had raised the issue at the finance team meeting that, based on what I was hearing about energy, Alaska, and field being shut down, although that kind of abated a little bit, that perhaps we should, in fact, put some additional money from free cash into the reserve fund like we did last year for energy. There was some concern over gas, although I think we'll lock in some numbers. So I had suggested both the school and town administrator to take a look at that. General insurance, what are those adjustments?
That's primarily due to the new batch of the school coming online, that we have additional costs of insuring that as of the date that it opens. So
Is that when we take ownership of it? Is that when the contractor's obligation?
Actually, the town is obligated once the issue of occupancy is done through the building department.
And then there's a salary pool supplement. Questions about that? You'll have detail on that?
I will, I'm still working on that, so I don't have a number for you this evening.
Solid waste budget, this is where we had taken, reduced that budget, and transferred it over to the school. So that money will be coming out of the Neswick free cash. School budget, the $120,000 is what we agreed to as part of Chapter 70, and it leaves about 50 plus K that no decision has been made at this point. Prior year's bill water, this will be coming from water revenue. A water surplus. The prior year's bill for water.
Quick moment, yep, give you one moment, just check that.
That must be way in there.
Yeah, that's the.
That's exactly
yeah,
what it is.
Same Dando.
I don't have the details on it.
But that would come out of water revenue.
Yeah. Capital article. Town side.
We'll be putting that information together and presenting our recommendations to the board in 2 weeks. We just have the requests that were received as of today. We've got to put them in some type of reasonable order, priority.
And I will report at the finance team meeting from the school side, what is visible is the 32K, that's the last payment on their technology, which we're committed to. We had just put off until October. And they are looking for additional temporary or semi-temporary or permanent, however you want to look at it, modular classrooms. Specifically, at the middle school, and this has been on the table for about a year now, a dual unit to deal with cafeteria. Turns out that they were looking for $1 million, and that included also additional 4 classrooms, which would be basically a modular would be the cafeteria, and 2 additional modulars, which would result in 4 classrooms. Turns out that unspent in a previous article for modulars, they have about $330,000, if I recall, which would cover them doing the cafeteria module, leaving the others up in the air. The $1 million certainly won't fit in our standard debt. And I don't know how far they're gonna go with the request. But it would be an override of $700K roughly if they wanted the additional 4 classrooms. There's a substantial amount of, on the classroom side, work that has to be done potentially. There's a power lines that go over that area, and I think the ground in that area is going to require extra work.
Easement issues and that.
So just, and, was there anything else that they brought up?
Dan?
A van.
So are they
The van
changing,
for
are they,
$35,000,
in light of
$36,000
the fact that there's
For
still $300,000 available? In light of that fact that. they're
technology
changing
lease
their
for
approach
$32,000.
on the- Or they still, they haven't decided yet on the 4 classroom? They want to ask for the 4.
I think the 4 classroom issue is a bigger question, because it, you know, it falls on then additional classrooms suggest additional teachers. I mean, they need a year, so I mean, they're not planning on, it would be for the following school year, it would be for the year from September.
The problem is the timing though, in ordering them, getting them delivered and all the rest. Because of Katrina and all the rest, there's a significant demand on these modular things, they've all gone south.
You know, it's just a heads up discussion that took place, and it's not clear what they're gonna propose, but
You're going to have that for next week?
2 weeks.
You're going to have it for 2 weeks?
Well, we're gonna have the town
You'll have
side.
the complete capital list in 2 weeks, including the
School?
school and town.
Okay, so that's the, yeah.
I would guess the modulars might, you know, if they're gonna go forward with the modulars, I suspect it would be in a separate article too.
That's my understanding that we received, is their school's capital requests are the technology lease for $32,000, replacement of the school van for $30,000, and then the third item that they requested in the capital budget is renovation of the middle school athletic field at a cost of $75,000. And there's some other things that we've enumerated that will follow as specific articles.
The van, was that mentioned in there?
Yeah, the van is in $30,000.
Right.
Middle school athletic field, 75,000.
Yes, sir.
I hope that covers it. He's a lot of work.
Little League is talking about redoing the field. I don't know what they intend to do.
Huh? It's a big field. I mean, there's one diamond there that you could cover maybe not quite half. One.
It seems to me if you just sod and mow, I mean, it's just an open
I think that needs a lot
field,
more
you just
material.
sod and,
It's gonna need more than sod though.
need the
facade needs to
Well, it's in
grab
tough
onto
shape.
something.
It's in tough shape, I'll give you that.
Oh, boy.
Dust.
Oh, it's hard and,
Yeah.
not much grows.
Okay, and then we have, shall we move on?
Please.
Amended capital article 15, April 3rd, 2000.
Yeah, what that's doing is, the original water department article that was voted was to bond $473,000. As a result of some work that's been done by the finance department, it's been determined that the amount that can be bonded will be reduced from $473,000 to $325,000. So there'll be some items that we will fund through water revenue, and so that article would need to be revoted, identifying the water revenue as opposed to the bonding sources.
So in other words, some of it we're gonna pay out of available
Available
revenues
funds
versus bonding.
Bonding.
But the bonding will be paid from water revenue over
Right,
time.
and the bonding amount will ultimately be reduced by $145,000.
No impact on our debt or anything associated with operating budgets. Okay, Department of Elder Affairs revolving account, we need to reauthorize. Fund the town expenditures for the Berry project. The intent here is to fund it from the $350,000 we received from the state. And we're looking for $150,000 prepayment on fees from Lincoln Properties, potentially. Where do we stand with the collection of the $350,000?
We need to complete some paperwork and get it into the state to get that money received.
And what's, with respect to the paperwork, are there any hurdles? Or?
No, there are no hurdles really at all. It's just a matter of providing the state with the necessary documentation. There's nothing that is significant. If you're looking for a time frame, we'll be getting it done very shortly. It's just been difficult to do that as of late.
Are we in jeopardy of having the money for October town meeting?
I guess if the state needs 2 months to process a bill, then I cannot imagine that the state cannot process a bill in 2 months, unless they really don't want to pay it. And
But they don't have the money.
well, I mean, you have to jump through a lot of hoops.
All right, well,
No, there's no reason why, there's no reason why we can't provide them with the paperwork. It's just that when we provide them with the paperwork, you can be assured that there will be other things that they will require us that we don't know about. And it never seems to be an end battle. They originally wanted certified votes, they were provided, they want more certified votes. So we'll give them what they want, and we'll get the $350,000.
But the key is that it should be in the bank before October town meeting, so
It
that
has
it's
to be in the
appropriate.
bank.
It has to be in the bank, so
Has to be.
I guess the question is, getting it processed sooner rather than later is certainly more advantageous.
okay. Appropriate money to stabilization.
That always gets moved to the end for some reason.
Yeah, why don't we just put it in there?
I know, yeah.
I mean,
These are
right
no
now,
order.
Yeah, I know, but
Right.
we
Those are
usually
no
we
order.
tend to put it up front like this, and then end up passing it over till the end.
okay, and appropriate money associated with town wastewater planning. Did Mark give you an idea of how much they're looking for?
No.
At the last meeting, we talked about some additional monies. Fund secondary school facilities needs study. This is what was started at $1 million. Some number that's that. It's all over the place.
Down to, what is it?
I can get you
32,000.
75.
75,000.
100,000, 7,500,000, something less than 100,000, I think is what.
$100,000,
Yeah, except they can't.
not to exceed.
Right.
Except they still can't answer the question.
Well, doesn't mean we have to
Right.
be in support of it.
You know,
Just-
and I can tell you.
I'm just trying to lay out
I
what's in
certainly
the,
wouldn't support anything where they can't answer the question.